Namaste, and welcome back to Waking Up with Mindful Serenity. We're going to answer another question from the jar. It's over here. Change spots on me. And we're going to do our best to answer within 10 minutes. I've been going a little over. I don't know if I've talked about this before or not. I'm going to take a deep breath first. And this is another great question. The question is there such a thing as healthy desire or healthy manifesting? Is there such a thing as healthy desire or healthy manifesting? And when I think of the word healthy, I think of something that's wholesome, that it's serving, all dimensions of the human being, all dimensions of all beings. It's serving all beings. It's not just the human being, and it's, non-harmful. There's an old adage in medicine, and something I grew up with as a nurse, first do no harm. So that's healthy. Let's not do harm. So is our desire healthy in the sense it's doing no harm, or can manifesting be healthy in the sense that it's doing no harm? And yes, I believe it can be. I think the problem with desire and manifesting is our attachment to it, our striving to get what we desire, at the exclusion of living this moment as it is, and appreciating and loving and doing the things we're here to do as human beings, experiencing the reality of what is. So we can, for example, and I do believe that our mind is a very, very powerful thing, so powerful we don't even recognize its power, so powerful we can't truly understand it. We are just working with a small, small percentage of it now. We don't realize what we're capable of, what consciousness is capable of through us. The scientists are exploring it now, but we still don't know what we're capable of, right? So when it comes to this idea of manifesting being an actual thing, it's been purported for years, written in ancient text years ago, called the so-called secret. This ability we have that where intention goes, energy flows. What we put our mind on, we tend to draw the energy of the universe, if you want to use that, woo-woo or spiritual term, to that intention. But intention is a very, very powerful thing, both even on a psychological level. If you intend to do something, you're more committed to doing it, you're more committed to, dealing with the barriers preventing you from doing it. You're going to persevere, be persistent, and get it done, right? When we truly, truly commit and attend to something. So the more we and we know that visualization is proven to be very effective in athletes who visualize their performance on the field before they go on the field, tend to do better, and there's scientific studies that validate this, okay? A lot of times those studies get dismissed by general science as woo-woo, and they don't tend to take them as seriously as they should. But these studies are done in a very scientific way, probably more scientific way, using the empirical knowledge and all the so-called proponents of a scientific investigation. They probably do it more vigorously than they would anywhere else. If you look at Dean Radin's work and psi phenomenon, it's probably done in, very, very vigorously, adhering to scientific principles. Yet still, the general science that is not yet, materialistic science is not yet ready to look into consciousness and what consciousness has the power to do. So that all being said, I do believe that manifesting and desire can have some healthy benefits in our lives. But the word desire, according to the Buddha, is more of a craving and an attachment to, and it's used as a means to escape the reality of what is, to escape the unpleasant and our resistance to what is, which causes the suffering of the second noble truth, right? It's that resistance. So if we're so attached to our desires at the exclusion of everything else, we're going to have suffering. And if we believe, and we can look at what we're manifesting too. I mean, sure, you want a car, get a car. What's it going to hurt? It's unharmful, right? You want a car, manifest a car. If it works out for you, great. If it doesn't, well, maybe try manifesting something a little bit more deeper. But what you're trying to get from that car is that sense of peace, right? So we got to be mindful of that. What we're desiring and what we're attempting to manifest is often just a mistake in a sense, because what we're looking for is what that thing we are attempting to manifest or that we desire will give us. What will that dream job give us? Well, maybe we think to ourselves, it will give me financial security, it will give me a sense of social recognition. I'll finally be on the podium. I'll finally be getting that gold medal around my neck. Yeah, that's what I want. And why do you want that? You want that for peace. And what is that peace that comes once you achieved your goal? It's a no desiring. It's all of a sudden you're not desiring anymore. For that brief moment of time, your mind is free of desire. When your mind is free of desire, your mind is free of struggle and resistance against what is. It's no longer striving to get somewhere. It's content and satisfied with life as it is. So we get that when we, get that gold medal. We get that when we get that dream job. We feel this exhilaration and excitement. But if you will notice, it doesn't last because the mind says, okay, what next? After a bit of time, after that sense of relief and that sense of being free from desire, which is liberation, which is nirvana, which is what the Buddha strives for. You cannot have wisdom until you get rid of the mind that is constantly craving and trying to grasp things. But once you do get that, once you do achieve a goal, you do have that moment of liberation because you have the freedom of desire. So the fourth noble truth, the Eightfold Path in Buddhism, is that you can get free of desire by following a way that that allows you to experience what you feel when you reach your goal momentarily, and to feel it and experience it for longer periods of time. That's liberation. That's what a freedom from desire will give us if we go that route. So instead of just having a momentary, oh great, we did it, I manifested that red Porsche, I got my dream job, I found my perfect partner, I have such and such money in my account, I won the gold medal and whatever, the Winter Olympics coming up. And that's wonderful, but it's not going to last. And I hate to put a but on that, but it's not going to last before the striving mind says, okay, now what? Desire is like an addiction, and it's really hard to give it up. It's an addiction, even though it's an addiction that might eventually kill you, we're going to keep doing it, right? Even though it's an addiction that causes so much suffering, we're going to keep doing it because we're addicted to that mindset of escaping this moment and trying to grasp something from the next moment through manifesting something in our lives that we don't have right now. Our lives will be better when I get that soulmate. My life will be better when I get that job. My life will be better once I win that event. And so we're striving to get there. And as we strive to get there, we are stomping all over these moments like precious flowers, pushing them to the ground, not recognizing them, not noticing them, not appreciating them, not experiencing the essence of being in them. We're striving, we're craving, we're clinging, we're grasping. And so when we manifest, we often manifest in an unhealthy way. When we desire, we often desire in an unhealthy way. We're attached to the fruits of our desires, what we will get, and we don't appreciate the process of getting there. There's nothing wrong with being an athlete. The athlete that's going to the Olympics, you're training and training and training and struggling, get to the podium, and good if you do get up there. But as long as every moment on your way there is allowed, noticed, appreciated, honored, and enjoyed, then great. Then your whole process, those 4-year process of training, is wonderful, because every moment was your podium, not just the one where you got the gold medal wrapped around your neck. The process of doing was enough. The process of learning is enough. It's not just about getting the degree, but you just learn for the sake of learning, enjoying the process. Then enjoying the fruits of actions afterwards, sure, like enjoying look, this is what I've learned, and sharing it with other people. But it's not about the degree. And I have a habit of that. I am very guilty of that. I studied informally for many, many years, and now I'm finding myself regretting that I never directed all that university learning into a higher education degree, And I have to catch myself and say, oh. And so I'm trying to manifest it. I desire it and try to manifest it. But I'm doing it for unhealthy reasons. I'm doing it to feed an ego that is never, ever fed enough. Instead of just learning to desire what is, to prefer what is right here. I heard Michael Singer, when he was talking about desiring, and he tends to use the word preferring or preference. That's the third son patriarch refers to it. And he was saying, well, instead of preferring one thing over the other, how about preferring everything? What would life be like if we preferred everything? If nothing was more preferable than the next thing? Life would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? And that would be healthy desiring. And we would live each moment. And though we can use our consciousness and learn and train our brains and our minds and the energy within, I'm sure we can, in some what they call supernatural way, but it really isn't. It's just using a part of our brain we're not used to using. Our minds, our consciousness, connecting with it, aligning with it, so that we can manifest those superficial materialistic things that we think will bring us joy. That's great. Go ahead, do it. Just know how the ego works, and know how the mind works, the striving mind works, and know that what's really, really important is your peace of mind. That same feeling you get when you're on the podium, you have the gold medal wrapped around your neck. But we want that peace of mind to last and to sustain us. We don't want it to be conditional on achieving a goal, on manifesting a certain thing, on a dream. We want it, and that's when we're striving out there for things. That's what the inner process of coming in and finding, I think it was called sukha. I forget what sukha is not suffering, but there is a word. I can't think of what it is, that word for complete satisfaction with what is. It's a beautiful word, and I wish I could remember the Sanskrit word. But imagine just having complete satisfaction with what is. Then there would be no need to manifest anything, would there? There'd be no need to dream of a future that never comes and put all our energy into that time frame while we're stomping all over these moments to get there. We just enjoy this moment, the eternity of this moment that we're living in right here, right now, regardless of what life has given us. And just notice, experience, and appreciate it all. So I'm sure there are some forms of healthy desiring and manifesting, but just be careful. That's all I say. Just know why, and why you want what you want, and know the limitations of what it can give you, and know where the real thing that we want is, and it exists inside us. It's our peace of mind. I went over my time again. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day. Namaste.